Hi, everybody. It's Elaine here, the Animal Reiki Lady. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in this beautiful world. We're doing a reading again today. We're doing a reading for Benny this time. And I will also be sharing some insight from the Animal Collective. So, all of the animals who have crossed to the other side that share their messages with us. There is such a message of hope and a message for faith and peace that they want for us. And that's what I love to share. So, hi, for those of you joining me for the first time, I don't like to assume that you've already seen one of the videos. My name is Elaine. I'm an animal Reiki master, and I teach people how to make really deep spiritual connections with animals, so animal communication and animal mediumship. But I love to do these beautiful little readings that help to create healing connections. More than anything else, after my animals have crossed, I was a mom to several senior dogs, also did some medical rehabilitation. And for all of those animals who have crossed, they have opened my heart to these beautiful messages to help us not only manage and work through and recover from grief, but to learn how to love again, to learn how to know that they are always in our hearts. And so I love to bring these little messages, which I hope are healing. Okay, so let's talk about Benny. I should also say, sometimes not everything that I receive is accurate in terms of what human is expecting to hear from their animal companion. And please don't worry about that. I get so many beautiful, kind messages from people who say, everything that you said was beautiful and spot on. And I get just as many that say, that one didn't quite make sense. It's okay. It's all beautiful. What I trust and believe and have faith in is that no matter what, the animals are bringing a healing for us. They are helping us to heal and they are helping us to love again, to mend that little hole in our heart, to mend that really big hole in our heart, so that we can love again here on earth and know that when it's time for us to meet them again, that they'll be there waiting for us. So let's talk about Benny. Benny, what a little cutie pie. I got a picture of Benny and just fur face is the first thing that came to my mind. Fur face. The boy has so much fur. It's just I would just love to take my hands and run it in a mane like the mane of a lion, much like my Jack, who had a lion's mane. But with that, excuse me, pardon me, I hate to do that, but I live here in Colorado. It's always really dry, always very dry here. So I got a sense of heat and hot and overheated. I don't know where you and Benny resided, but I did get a sense, and even though he had a lot of fur, it went beyond that. I got a sense that he was easily overheated, and that came through right away. And then I always like to include things that I notice around me as I'm doing these readings. Right now, the most unusual thing has happened. This does not happen here. We have had a fog move in. There's no moisture in Colorado, very little humidity. So to have fog is highly unusual. And this bank of fog, I can't even see the foothills. I can't see the mountains. Everything is a completely white blank bank of fog. I like to mention that because sometimes it means something. Sometimes when I see visible things, I use my senses to make these connections. Besides going into meditation and opening my mind and my heart to receive the connection, I also use all of my senses, things that I smell, taste, touch, hear, which is what I encourage you guys to do as well when it comes time to making that your own connection with your animals. We'll talk about that in another video. But this fog, tell me if it means anything. I don't know if it does or not, but I got has the fog rolled in as I'm doing this video. The other thing about Benny, all personality, huge personality is what I got. That he has so much personality and he won over anybody whoever was by him. Even I get the sense that he even won over, I call them dog people, cat people, horse people, the people who were truly cat people who would not consider entertaining petting a dog or loving on a dog were warmed by Benny. Then I got something about reflection. Could he see his reflection? And I didn't get a sense of it in a mirror. I got a sense of it like in a fireplace or a glass door, someplace where unexpectedly, and a lot of dogs, most dogs, don't recognize their own image. But I got a sense that he saw his reflection and that he could see his reflection and he knew it was him. He didn't think that it was another dog. So that came through. Benny believes that he was very rich. Benny lived an abundant, beautiful life. Everything he saw was his. That's why I say that. So apparently, Benny was a little possessive. Don't know if he was actually possessive or just assumed that everything within his purvey, everything he saw was his. Um, he wants to thank you for his beautiful dog bed, which I got a visual of as being an entire sofa. So he wants to thank you for the beautiful dog bed with all the lovely pillows. He accepted that as his sofa. Also, that he was a mouser. Now, I just got the sense that he loved to chase little things. Whether it was a mouse, I called it a mouser. I also got a strong sense of cat as I was sitting with Benny. Um, the mouser, he liked to chase little things. The word baubles came up. Don't know, like little baubles. Oh, like baubles. A cat might be very tempted to buy something like this, only maybe hanging from a lamp. Was there something hanging from a lamp? That just came to me as well. But sometimes I got a sense that Benny himself was very cat-like. Is it the way that he walked? I'm getting a sense of a not necessarily soft, but a very purposeful walk and a very purposeful gait is what I got the sense of from Benny. And then the crunch of a water bottle. I don't know if that was something that my Jack used to like that. So if I crunched the water bottle, or if you did this thing, I'm going to just grab my water bottle. This water bottle probably wouldn't crunch, but you go and you blow into it and it makes this little hooting sound. Anyway, there's something about that I got a strong sense of from Benny with a water bottle. And then the question that Benny's human had for me was one that I get asked all the time, and I won't ever stop answering. You can ask it as many times as you want, and I will give you the same answer, sometimes more of an answer. But the question is, does Benny know that he's still loved? Does Benny know that we miss him so much? And is he okay on the other side of life? And that answer is always yes. Yes, yes, yes. Animals, they don't question their life. They don't question how long they live. They don't dwell on what am I going to do today so that I don't die. They're none of the thoughts that run through humans' minds run through our animals' minds. Our animals are very they just live for the moment. They live for the moment, they live for the now, and they don't ever question whether or not they are going to make it safely to the other side. They don't question whether or not your love is going to be with them. Will they remember you? Will you remember them? Will you forget them if you bring another animal into the home? All of those questions, they're all very, very human questions. Our animal companions are so close to perfect. I can hardly think of anything more perfect than the beautiful animal companions in our life because they know exactly who they are. They're confident in who they are. And when it comes their time to cross to the other side, no matter what that looks like, when it comes time for them to cross to the other side, they will do so without clinging. Now, some animals do I've called it going back and forth, like they kind of test the waters. I know that Lucy, that's what happened with my Lucy. She was not in her body for an entire weekend and then decided to come back. And we joke, my family and I joke, that it had to do with cheeseburgers. The girl was a foodie and she just wasn't ready to give up all her yummy foods yet before she crossed to the other side. But where was I going with that? That they're as close to God as we can possibly. And I know whenever I say the word God, I get all kinds of messages. You guys have no idea. So God, Buddha, Allah, Spirit, the source, the divine, the creator, the power that is the thing that created all of Earth, whatever that may be, or it could be nothing if that's what you believe. But on this channel, we believe that there is an afterlife, and animals have given me such validation about the afterlife. Yes, there is life on the other side, and maybe that's a whole video for itself too. So, what does the animal collective want me to share beyond Benny sharing for his human that yes, he always feels your love? The word that came up for me today is tether. Um, and I was thinking about my Gypsy. Gypsy is the dog who lives with me now and shares my home and shares my life and is my beautiful little soulmate for this portion of both of our lives. And she's blind. She has no eyes. So I have to keep her on a close tether. If I didn't, she would bump into things. She might step into the street. She might fall off the curb. So I keep her and I stay very close together when we go out for walks. But the word that I came up with today was tether because I thought, wouldn't it be nice one day for her to be free of that tether? And I know that she will. I know a day will come when she will be completely free of her tether, except for this tether, the tether that binds our hearts. There is a beautiful, just imagine it as a golden cord, a tether, whatever you want to call it, that springs from our heart, is connected to their heart, and it can stretch across all dimensions. It can stretch across all time and all space. And that beautiful connection. Um, Somebody else mentioned the word barcode to me. I love that too, that our hearts are embedded with this barcode that, and I have one, and all of the animals who have ever been part of my life have one also, and it's matched and it doesn't ever break. And even if their little body is tired and done, and it's time for their soul and energy and spirit to go to the other side of life, that connection is always going to be tethered with us. Um, Oh, the other thing that came up as I was talking with the animal collective, that's what I called all of the animals. I thank every single person here. I thank you so much for letting me share this time with your animal companions because they teach me so much. And they're the ones who allow me to give voice to this. I have no idea where this comes from. I have no idea where this comes from. I spent 35 years in corporate. I was a type A control freak. I was a helicopter mom. I know it. Had to be in charge of everything. I had to say exactly how it goes. And I can't even begin to think of where that went, except that I have to give credit to all of the animals that just came into my life and started showing me this way. And it all started when my Lucy crossed. So as I speak with the animal collective, the things that they shared with me were about the tether, and also that all of the animals who have come into our life chose to be our pet. The word pet can often be off-putting for people. It implies ownership of some kind, and I firmly believe that we can't own any animal. Sometimes it's our pets who own us, but a pet is an animal who chooses to share our life, and they've come into our home for a reason, and they have come into our life for a reason, and we can go really deep if we wanted to and talk about being together in other lives, being together before this life, and making an agreement of when we would meet each other. And there's all those things, but I just go with the general message of we have a loving companion that chose to be part of our life, and they came here for a reason. They were in our life for a reason. They never stay as long as we want them to. I think that is also a message that they're trying to teach us. I think they try to show us that we don't have to do things in a linear way, that it's not about time and it's not about the length of time they spent with us, nor is it about the way in which they crossed. It's simply about love. It's just all about love. They came here to share a loving space with us. They taught us so much. They comforted us. They taught us more than anything, unconditional love. There is not an animal on the planet who has ever judged us for anything, even when we are at our worst. They love us regardless. So they chose to come and be in part of our life, and that's why their love continues. It doesn't end. They don't like take away that choice. They don't say, nope, not you anymore. It doesn't work that way. They love us forever. They know that you love them forever. There is beauty on the other side. There is magic on the other side. Um, and signs. So that was the other question. I wrote down the word signs here. The other thing that Benny's mama had brought up was I would just love to have a sign that Benny knows that I still love him and that he's still in my heart. Besides the fact that they know that already, there's no question about it. There's absolutely no question. I recently did a little series of angel number videos because angel numbers are one way that signs come through. If you want to look for a sign from your animal companion, I can tell you all of this, but really, there's a sign right there. Live what you love. That's one of the big things that comes through from all the animals. Don't know why that just like interrupted my train of thought. A sign from the other side. Your animals will use your senses to get your attention. If you are open to receive, receive, believe and receive, believe, ask and receive, ask, believe, receive. I don't know where all that's coming from either, but so let's do that. Ask, believe, receive. Ask your animal companion to show you a sign. Ask them, say out loud, Benny, please show me something today. Show me something within the next couple hours that will let me know that you are right here still by my side and that you know that you are living forever in my heart. And the signs that they're going to show you will generally come through your senses. You will see something, perhaps it's another dog who looks exactly like them, or you will see something that is very specific, like Jack. Jack gave me two signs, two strong signs the day after he crossed. One was the sound of him drinking from the toilet, which is what he did. You've heard that story before. He was a toilet drinker. The other was he had lost control of, as an old man, he kind of lost control of when he would pee. And when we would go outside, the neighbors would laugh. It was a joke. It was so cute. He would leave a little trail as he walked down the sidewalk, and we called it street art. He would leave his little street art. The day after he crossed, I went outside, and I have a picture of it. I took a picture of street art. There was clearly another dog had done it, but it was a sign from Jack. It was his street art. No other dog has ever done that in this neighborhood. But there's this little street art going down the sidewalk. So that's the kind of sign. They're going to use your eyes. They're going to use a scent. Is there some smell that reminded you of them? That you would just smell it out of nowhere. You'll be in a place where you least expect it, and you smell that aroma, that scent from them. It could be a feel. I know that my Lucy still jumps on the bed just the other night. And people can call it my imagination if they choose to, but those of you with dogs, you know exactly what it feels like when your dog jumps on the bed. Gypsy is already laying by my side. She likes to snuggle in right here. Gypsy's already laying by my side, and a dog jumped on the bed. Couldn't have been any other dog. And I know what Lucy's girth. She was a chunky little girl since she was a foodie. I know exactly what it felt like when she jumped on the bed. So keep your eyes, ears, nose, mouth, all of your senses. Keep it open for the possibility to receive a sign, and look for the sign. Believe that you are going to receive it. Trust that your animal companion wants to show you. They want to show you as much as you want to be shown. So keep your mind open to the possibility of receiving a sign. Then it could be something else too, some common signs from heaven. This is from all souls, not just from animals. Feathers. If all of a sudden a little white feather starts to float down in front of you for no reason, or you look down and there's a feather on the ground, or you find a coin in the most unusual places. Pennies from heaven is what I call that. Pennies from heaven is a sign that your animal companion is thinking of you. The repeating numbers that I mentioned with angel numbers, anything that is meant to catch your attention, that will say, oh, that was my Benny. You will know right away who that is. Now, I'm going to give you one more example, and that's from my Winston. Winston was a little rescue who I only got to share a little over 2 years with before it was his time to go. And Winston was deaf. He was completely deaf. Although we did joke that if you dropped a cookie on the floor, he could hear it. Winston was completely deaf. And after he crossed, I had this sound around me of birds, and I don't know where they were coming from. It was just like seabirds, like if you're down on the beach and all those little birds are squawking or chirping, or they're making that high pitched sound. All those little birds, that's the sound that I heard. And I knew that it was Winston. And I knew that what it told me when I opened my heart to listen for what that message was, it told me that he was no longer deaf, that he was on the other side and loving the sound of birds. So be open to whatever that sign may be. Your animal companion wants to share with you that they know you still love them, that their love hasn't gone anywhere, and they don't doubt, they don't question. There is not an animal on the planet who ever reaches out to me to say, can you teach me how to get in touch with my human? It doesn't happen. I should say there's not another animal in the universe who does that. They automatically know how to connect with us, and they're just waiting for us to wake up and be able to see and know that they're sending us those signs. All right, my friends, that's our message for today from Benny and from the Animal Collective. Thank you for sharing your animal companions with me. I love you guys all so much. And until the next video, may animals light your way. Take care, guys.